Aries, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are closing off Cancer season. I don't know what month I'm in. Sometimes I am living up in this ethers up here. But yeah, so we're like closing off Cancer season this week. We're seeing both Saturn and Mercury go into retrograde. So we'll have a total of 4 planets in retrograde. Retrogrades really just slow things down. They encourage us to be more methodical with our approach, paying attention to what we're doing, what we're saying no and yes to, how we're interacting with people, situations, and how we're trusting ourselves. Right now, Saturn and Neptune are in conjunction. Neptune is already in retrograde. Saturn follows on the 13th. I'll do a video on that too. So stay tuned for that if you want to know a little bit more about those retrogrades. So they're on top of each other in Aries, and they're really giving us an opportunity to like listen to ourselves, listen to our gut instincts. And it's not all this like easy surface value. It's also not the fear and the anxiety, right? It's those deep innate knowings where like we're just sensing something about a person, about a situation, the pattern, we're seeing the pattern over and over and over again, etc. And we have to trust our instincts around that. We don't have a lot going on this week. I feel like it's actually giving us an opportunity to settle down a little bit more and process through. That's a huge name of the game. Like, it's not about rushing through whatever is changing, even if it is uncomfortable. It's about being able to take that step back, have some level of understanding and awareness around what is going on, and then really making intentional decisions about how you want to take things forward. That's why I like to start the readings off with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. Cleanse out those places we feel blocks, obstacles, or like limited in what we're seeing, what our choices are, etc. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, Aries, especially if you do have something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a really great way to personalize these collective readings. And I do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just looking for more of that realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we are aligned in self, when we do have that awareness, when we know who we are and what we want, that's really where our happiness, our fulfillment, our success, abundance manifests in life. And I would love to help support that in whatever way for you. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Aries, I feel like you have your eye on someone this week. That's what I was hearing. Like you're watching someone. I don't know if you've gotten like false information around a person's situation. Like I was kind of hearing either like you relied too heavily on someone else's opinion or interpretation. A situation that might have been a little bit messy, right? Or something that you really didn't want to get involved with. Saturn is in Aries right now. And remember, it's right on top of Neptune. They're in conjunction. So that really talks about, like I said, trusting our gut instincts. And we might have to dig a little bit deeper in order to connect with those things. Not everything is as it seems. This has definitely been a message, a theme of Black Moon Lilith, and she's tensely aspected to Uranus, Venus, and Mercury this week, or beginning of the week, I should say. And that really talks about how like she can kind of play with our emotions, especially as it relates to like communication. If someone knows kind of how to work us or hustle us, it has that vibe to it. And okay, so yeah, sorry, the sun is in your, not sorry, because I feel like this is a good sun for you, Aries. I feel like this is something that's needed, because it looks like whatever maybe you had questions about, or you turned a blind eye to, or you just kind of like took someone at their word, it looks like you're having clarity, complete clarity. The sun is like, you can't escape it. It's completely illuminated. And it's really helping you connect the dots is what I'm hearing. I feel like you had your intuitions around this, just as I was saying, but like the more that, it feels like something you didn't want to touch. That's what I'm hearing. Like whatever excuse or whatever you were kind of telling yourself about this, it was just because you didn't want to get involved too much. And it's like you're seeing it for what it is. I feel like you've kind of either been like slowly backing out, or I just like don't want to be involved in this thing. There's also this part of you that like thinks it's like dissipating. Sorry, I was looking for that word. Like there's this value of like maybe it's dying down, like kind of just crossing your fingers. Like it almost feels like not anything has been addressed, but you're just kind of hoping that it will like naturally fall by the wayside. I'm also seeing that it's coming back up, you know, and that can be, sometimes we kind of trick ourselves like, oh, if we don't have to deal with something, or we get a break from something for a while, that it's over and done with. And like I said, it looks like it's coming back up. I feel like you kind of have some intuition around this. Or like, again, it's something that you're not really wanting to deal with. I feel like you're almost like wanting to let sleeping dogs lie. But someone's not letting it go. 9 of Wands energy. Someone's on the defensive. And that's the hardship, right? Like someone doesn't want to let things go, and it's hard to find a way forward, right? Especially when people or situations are not really being addressed, you know? On some level, like it looks like there has been a little bit of a disconnect that's happened. And it does look like someone's taking it personally. I'm not sure that you're 100% aware of this, because like you're just trying to do the best that you can do. And it does look like with you as the King of Pentacles, like you're looking at yourself like, I'm making the best decision that I can. But the best decision, I don't know, you know, it kind of also looks like something came out of a lot of emotion. And that's where I'm hearing, like, I feel like this is part of whatever your intuition has been hinting around, or however this is going to go. Because with you as the 10 of Swords energy, Aries, it feels a little bit like you might, something might scare you. Like there might be some fear, some anxiety, and you make a decision that might be a little bit short-sighted. You know, fire energy has a tendency to do that. I'm not necessarily seeing it as ill will. I'm just seeing it as not all the pieces of information or the emotion or the decision that was made purely out of fear and emotion and worst case scenario. And so it is kind of putting a bad taste in someone's mouth. And that's where I feel like the difficulty is coming into play. And I feel like this is going to be tested again. Like this is something that you were kind of, again, hoping that just was done and over with, but it's really not. Because it looks like I said, someone's taking this personally, someone's on the defensive, and they might be making moves. You might not necessarily see this. Let's look at this 9 of Cups though for you. Okay. Okay. 9 of Cups. Let's see. Temperance. We got 9 of Cups. We have Temperance and the World. Like, so it is kind of putting something on the line. You know, it's putting something on the line. And this is, let me see if there's any way you can kind of rally this back in. Okay, so we have the Emperor coming. I feel like there are some hard decisions that you need to make that actually are going to be hard for you to make personally. Because like what I'm seeing, Aries, is it's going to force you to, something's going to be put on the line. It's not an ultimatum, but it's just like, hey, if you can't do this, then I'm not going to do this anymore. And I think it kind of messes a little bit. I don't know. Like, you might be a little bit offended by this energy. Either you're offended because you feel like they're being kind of stupid, or you're feeling sheepish, humbled because you made a stupid decision. Because like I said, or what feels to be, I'm not accusing you. Please know this is said with love. It just has this energy of like someone messed up, or you're kind of feeling that way. And here's the thing, you can rein it back in. You can rein it back in, but I think that's a little hard for you to do because you do kind of have to humble yourself a little bit. And that's exactly where I was just talking about this in the weekly reading. Definitely check it out if you're interested. That's exactly where, like, there are some changes that are happening that we might have to humble ourselves around, right? This is the Sun tensely aspected to Chiron. Our ego just wants things to work out, to feel a little bit puffed up, you know, people, you know, validating like how amazing we are. Because here's the thing, you want this thing too, and it makes you happy, but it also looks like whatever decision has been made has rocked the boat a little bit. And because things haven't really been addressed or perhaps swept under the rug, and this is basically showing with the divine inspiration that like there needs to be other options, there needs to be other choices, because whatever has been like settled, it's not completely, it's leaving one party out or making someone feel not so great, right? Magnetized through gratitude. So being authentic, like appreciating part of the, what is this? The Emperor, no, hold on. What was it? Okay, excuse me. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. Part of this Emperor, the Moon, and 5 of Wands, it's like you know what you have to do. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to humble oneself, right? Like sometimes we just have to say, hey, I really appreciate you, or hey, this is exactly what I want. This is like, you know, just so people understand, you know, maybe Aries, you are a little bit more of a singular sign, right? So you don't necessarily need a lot of validation or pats on the back. I mean, you like it 100%, but you're really self-sustaining. You're also very self-motivated. And this is kind of like, yeah, small steps, big accomplishments. So it's that value of like simple gratitude, thankfulness. Hey, you did an awesome job. Thank you so much. Or hey, I really appreciate you. Let me do this for you. That type of that's going to carry a lot of weight. And yeah, maybe it's inconvenient. Maybe it's like kind of putting you in this place that like you don't necessarily want to be, but 100%, the cards never lie, right? It's about being of service. And this reminds me of that 5 of Pentacles energy, right? Like, yeah, sometimes we do feel put out. Sometimes we do feel like we're not getting a fair shake. That definitely is vibing as the Knight of Wands energy, right? Sometimes we do have to slow down. There is that value of like give and take, right? We can't just be constantly take, and we can't constantly give. We need to have the balance. And this clarity is important because it restores the balance. It restores the balance that like has been lost or hasn't even been reharmonized quite yet. So it's good on the outset. It's just how people's egos are going to handle it. So Godspeed, Aries. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it wasn't too brash for you. It is meant with all the love, I promise. Definitely drop comments below if it resonated. I hope it resonated. I would love to hear from you. Say hey, share, and a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. Know it blesses my heart, and I'm sending it back your way.